Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. If you are here for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is Gift Makoti. I am a content creator. I am a salesperson by birth, because I'm very good in that. If you are here for the first time, then welcome. We hope you stay. Click the notification bell, subscribe. Today we're doing something completely different, and this is something we're going to be doing full on from now on. We are reviewing the Ford STORMTRAK. So it's a Ford Ranger STORMTRAK, and this one we're reviewing is lucid red. And we're going to start with the outside and we're going to go into the inside. So because I'm doing this for the first time on YouTube, you guys are going to have to work with me and give me your honest opinion at the end of the video. Or even now, you can start sending your messages. So now we're going to start with the outside, go into the inside. Let's start. So like I said, the one we are reviewing today is lucid red. Lucid red, I mean, each and every company, they do have names of colors, how they name their colors. It might be red, but some people might call it with a different name. So this one is called lucid red. It's got a bit of a maroonish color or burgundy color, a bit of like that. So like I said, it's a Ford Ranger, so it's in the Ford Ranger range, but this is the STORMTRAK edition. Look at that beautiful color, beautiful exterior. So first things first, let's start in front here. It's got proper LED lighting. It's got daylight running lights that stay on, and I've been told that these cars, they use a separate battery for daylight running lights, because I for one used to question, how do they keep these lights on, and wouldn't that affect your battery and all of that? But I've been told that the technology in these cars, it's far different these days. So it's got a proper grill there, if you can see that, like a nice mesh grill. It's got those sporty lines at the top. If you can't see, I don't know if the camera can catch that, but if you can, yes, it's got that like a proper racing stripes on top. I know it's not a racing car, but it's got a sporty look to it, and you can see this is not a normal Ford Ranger. It's a VSOP, this one, not the normal one. Also comes standard with the fog lamps down there. And if you will notice, I'm already seeing something that I didn't see in the past few days. So I've been driving this car for the past few days, about 5 days now, and I've been reviewing. And one thing I'm also noticing here, it's got all of these sensors all around it. And one of the features that I've seen with the sensors, and this, I think this is one of the sensors that's in front, that it helps. It also helps you with collision control. So when there's an object that is stable or that crosses in front of you, the car will assist you with braking so you don't hit that object. So it's got nice gloss finish mirrors as well. The same gloss finish is continued from these grills to that mirror. The handles are also in the same color as that. Here it's a bit of a matte black color that they have, but if you see in the rack up the roof, it's also in a bit of a matte black finish. Obviously, like each and every big car like this, most of them come with this leather on the side standard, but I've seen the ones that don't have, so I don't know, maybe it's because of the old models. It's got 18-inch alloy wheels that come standard with this Ford STORMTRAK. Like I said, it's not the normal one, this one, it's the VSOP. Maybe that's why most of these items or these extras come with the vehicle, to give it the extra premium look. If you guys can still see there, it's got the gloss finish that's still continued there. This is the load bed at the back. Excuse the dust, guys, it's August, so August has already started, and you're already seeing a lot of dust somewhere there. I stay in Pretoria, so yeah, we get quite a lot of that. So those racing stripes from the front are continued here, just to give that extra detailing. Continued also on the side like they were in front there. Unlike the other cars, the other Ford Wildtraks and the standard ones, they would usually ride 2.2 or 3.2 liter engine, but this one here, it's packing a 2-liter twin turbo engine, but we'll get into that later on. So I must also mention that the tailgate on this car is slightly different from the tailgates that I've opened before. It's much more lighter. You know, tailgates, sometimes when you open them up, they tend to be a bit heavy, but this is not heavy to open and close. So when you open it and close it, it's much easier, because it's not heavy. So the minute you pull that, it's already coming down. The fact that it's not heavy, or one thing that will show you that's not heavy, I just opened it, but it's still standing like that. So moving on to the next one, It's nicely opened, so you can see the same finish or the same plastic that's here. It's also the same thing that's inside. So if you're wondering what the partition here is for you when you are traveling with either bags or you're traveling with a load that you don't want to move around. What am I doing? Let me firstly flex on you guys with this. Watch this. So this is obviously the cover for the load bed. It's got a name. I'll get the name for you guys. So you just hold the key like that and you double click, and that will open automatically using power instead of you actually opening it with your own hands. So it opens up all the way there to the back. So there are three functions that you can use to open this roll cage at the back, or the load bed at the back. The first is the one on the key. The second one is this one. You just have a look there. Focus, thank you. Press there, and that will close by itself all the way up to the front. And then that's when you close the tailgate, or whichever one comes first. So another functionality is inside the car for you to open. So you can just click there and you can see it will open all the way back there. All the way back. So now let's talk about the partition you're seeing there in the middle. So that what you're seeing there is what you have to unscrew to move the partition. So you can actually move this partition to either, you can move this partition either here, that side, or up until here. So if you can see, there's a bit of a railing for it on the side that will help you decide where you want to put it depending on the load that you have. And also when you do have the load, you can decide, no, I don't want to use it. Then you can even unscrew it out. When you look at Ford's rear lights on the Ranger, they've maintained almost the same shape of lights in the previous model up until on this one as well. We'll see with the new one that's going to come out how the lights are going to look like, but they still don't have the LED lights at the back. It's still the normal conventional bulb, but in there, your reverse lights, your indicators and all of that, it's still the same thing. It does have a reverse camera just up there. If you look, it's a reverse camera there. We'll talk more about that when we're inside the car, just remember that. So yeah, even on the outside it still maintains the park distance control sensors, because for a big car like this one you would always want to have park distance control sensors for you, because we all know it's a mission to park a big car like this if you're not used to it. But you'll be happy to know that this car actually does have a parallel park feature, so meaning the car can actually park itself parallel. So if you're in town or you're somewhere where you need to get a parking on the side, we know side parking can be a bit of a mission for most of people I know, won't mention names. This car can actually park itself. We'll explore that feature when you get inside the vehicle. I'm quite impressed with the fuel consumption. It wasn't that bad. At some point I was doing an average of about 6.3, 6.4 per 100 kilometers. That's not bad, because considering this is such a big car, but it's still a 2-liter twin turbo engine, meaning it's got the turbo that's going to assist it uphill and on roads where it will need a bit of power. So cool, we are in the inside of the vehicle, and the first thing you will see is this beautiful touch of red finish that Ford did put on their cars. I mean, look at that. It gives you that kind of a sporty feel that you would usually find in hot hatches and fast sedans and fast hatches. But yeah, you still get that feel. But I must tell you guys, when I started driving this car, it didn't feel like I was in a buggy. It still does not feel that I was in a buggy. So the seats are in leather. The seats are in leather, and they've got that embroidery on the seats written STORMTRAK to give you that extra sporty feel that we spoke about on the outside. So they still continue that even on the inside of the vehicle. Still though, that touch of red on the side. It's got a suede feel to the end outside of the seats versus on the outside. So on the outside it's leather. And I must mention that the car has heated seats. For you to activate the heated seat feature, you need to click on this button, that button right there, this one. When you press that button, it will get your seat to be warm. Maybe in winter days when you get into your vehicle and the seat is very cold, you can just push the button and your seat will definitely get very warm, depending on the kind of feature you would like to do. So yes, the far end seats still have, the passenger seat also has the same thing. Only the rear seats do not have the sporty STORMTRAK embroidery on them. So the first thing you see on the inside on the seats as well is that you can control your seats electronically. You can push it down, the seat will go up if you pull it up like that, or you can push it like this and it will recline your seat. It will also pull it up, and yeah. So the touch of red is still continued on the seats. You still have it on the handbrake, you still have it on the gear knob there, and you still have it even at the back. You just don't have the embroidery on the seats, but it's still continued on your headrests and all of that. So look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Obviously it's got airbags there. For a family person, this is beautiful. You've got an airbag up here, airbag on the seat. There's an airbag everywhere there's an airbag. So yeah. So this is how the handle looks like. It's got a bit of a bronze, rose gold type of color to it, and type of feel is very smooth. It doesn't feel like a very cheap handle or cheap material. It doesn't have cheap material to it. Also, even when you look at the door there, it's still in leather, and it's just beautiful, man. I mean that little details, I'm sorry, I mean I'm too technical, even the little details around the open and close knob, proper stuff. So yeah, let's check out the car inside. So I am inside the car, and inside the car you got this beautiful steering wheel that has that embroidery that we spoke about. It's got that little red touch of a sporty feel continued, but the steering also feels a bit, it's nice and thick. So when you're holding it like this, you do feel like it's a buggy or a big car steering wheel, but it's got a sporty feel to it. So even steering the vehicle is very much more smoother for such a big car as well. The power steering in this car is beautiful. So you got this beautiful touch screen that comes with CarPlay. So if you plug in your phone, it's gonna give you all the features that you want. You can select audio, and the sound is pretty dope, hey? The sound in the car is pretty dope for a buggy. Again and again, I keep mentioning that this is a buggy, but I forget that it's a buggy when I'm driving this vehicle. The sound is flipping amazing. You can plug in your phone there via Bluetooth. You can plug in via AirPlay. There's mobile apps. You can find them where you want. There's all of that stuff. Also put it there. So it's a push to start vehicle. So when you want to start the vehicle, you have to push that engine, but also you don't do that only, but you need to put your foot on the brakes like that. So my foot is on the brakes, and then you push the button like that, the car will start. The car has started. So as soon as the car starts, it'll probably connect my phone to the car, and if my Bluetooth is on. But yeah, then we put it off again like that. And unlike other cars, when you put it off, it's got a nice turn off to it. So it doesn't just abruptly turn off, but it slightly fades away nicely the way I like it. Yeah, it's the small stuff, but again, it's me, and this is the stuff that we're going to be concentrating on. You still have the STORMTRAK feature there. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll try also go on the other side. So let's talk about these three buttons. So these three buttons, this one is for your park distance control. Maybe you want to turn it off, or you want to turn it on and maybe activate for the front, because when you're moving front you want it to be activated, but it usually turns itself on when there's an object in front of the car. This button here, when you press it, you're gonna start spinning the car. I'm joking. This is traction control. For those who know cars will know that in most cars these days, especially performance cars, you will find this button. It's for traction control, meaning what that does is it helps you keep the car in shape or in balance when the car is now losing traction. So it will pick up that the car is losing traction, and that car will correct itself, or correct the positioning of it, if it's on, maybe if it's on water, or if it's on a slippery road or in a gravel road and the traction control is on, it will pop up on your dashboard that you're losing traction, but you are correcting it. And this one is for your diff lock. This one here is my favorite button up here. This one is for when you are looking for parking and you can't park. Let me show you. And for the parallel parking that we spoke about, so we start the vehicle and then we press the button. As soon as you press the button, it will tell you to searching for, so it's gonna search for space on your left, because this is a right-hand vehicle. I would assume in other countries where they're driving left steerings, they will park on the right. It will say so it will say to you, please, it's searching for parking, please drive forward. Once it finds parking on the left, it will tell you that it has found parking on the left. You will see the steering wheel turning itself. So that is still one of the craziest things that I didn't think technology would do so quick. But yeah, that is the thing. So we're gonna switch off the engine because we don't want to waste fuel. So the last button that is here is this one. This one is for hill descent. So if you press this button, what will happen is the car will tell you that it's on a hill descent. Hill descent means that you are on a road, but it's got a descending positioning. So you're probably at 60 degrees. Not good with numbers, but yeah, it's probably that. But when you press that button, the car will help descend by itself. The only thing you will do is control the steering wheel, so the car will descend itself without sliding down with force, sliding down with a lot of momentum. But the car will definitely slide down with proper descent skill. So cool. So let's look at this. So here at the top, if you click there, you've got your sunglass compartment. If you've got sunglasses, you can put them in there. It'll be tucked in nicely. And inside here, there's a sponge. So it's made of sponge inside so that it doesn't scratch your sunglasses, your beautiful Ray-Bans there. And here, you've got your microphone up here so that when you're speaking with your phone, everything still sounds crystal clear. On the other side, obviously, you've got that, your sun visor. It's got a mirror. In most fun cars, they've got the sun visor on the other side for, I would assume, the ladies or people that look at their faces much often than us. But here, they still care about us. Hello. Yeah. So that's that. So it's got a black roof. I'm personally a big fan of black roofs because then they don't get dirty quickly. The other ones that come in gray and white, I don't like them so much because they tend to get, as the car ages, they tend to get really dirty, and even if you take it up for valet, it still looks a bit weird because it's not in its original color. So the nice thing also about the car, before we move on to the back seats, the nice thing is that you can actually set up the car to partition where you want the air conditioning. So if you want the other side of the vehicle to be warm, it can be warm. This side of the vehicle to be cold, it can be cold. And all you do is you control the car with this, the air conditioning with this. So this means you're taking up the temperature. That means you're taking the temperature down. Even on the other side, that will be the same thing. If you're not a person of changing your touch screen and all of that, you can use these buttons to change your tracks and play and mute and do all of those things. So inside, the steering wheel has all the buttons that you need. If you want to use CarPlay, speak to Siri, you can use that. Pick up your phone, drop your phone, volume up and down. This is to control what's happening that side, and these buttons are to control what's happening that side. So if you look at, and the cluster is digital on the other side, but it's still analog in the middle. So here it's still analog, but it's digital on this side. I need to go pour fuel. But yeah. So also you can see the fuel is low. It's using digital monitoring system. The units are there. So if you press, let's see. Yeah. So because it's an automatic transmission, you can see the gear changes down there. If it's on park, it will be on P. R, it will be on races. I'm joking. It's reverse, neutral, drive sports, so it's got a sports feature as well, so you can drive it either sports, manual, or reverse. So yeah, and there's this button here. Let me open the window so you guys can see. So here's the side mirror. If you press that button there, the side mirrors will fold. So we click like this and the mirrors will fold. The mirrors just folded because I just pressed the button, both of them. So if you press there, it will release and unlock the mirrors to open again. If you want to shift your mirrors, maybe adjust your mirrors, you can use that. This is quite common in most decent cars. Also, I like this that they have on the air conditioning ventilator. They've got this nice little close feel that I showed you guys here, but it feels like it's in rose gold, but it's in metal material. I love it. They continued it somewhere here. Here you can change the brightness of the car, of the lights inside the vehicle, so you can either take it up or take it down. If you push, the car is on auto now, so you can decide if you want to put completely off, but I prefer to keep it on auto because if I go into a tunnel or somewhere where it's dark, the lights will completely turn on or turn off. If it's bright outside, then you just put on the daylight running lights. But if you push there, that little knob comes out, and with that little knob you can adjust your lights, whether they should be up or down. So this helps a lot, especially if you used to driving a smaller car. You would see sometimes when buggies come behind you, the lights will be right behind your rear view mirror like this one, but it's because they haven't set their lights. They can set their lights to not be as high, so this will definitely be the button to push, but you can also hide it back in there. Cool, right? Very cool. So it's got a nice surround sound system. Here's one speaker there, they've got another speaker there, and there's other speakers. There's a speaker. So when you open the door on the passenger side, the first thing you will see is that it will remind you that you are in a Ford Ranger STORMTRAK, not the normal one, but the VSOP. That's where you see it's got that, the gloss finish there, and it's got a proper leather finish on the dashboard as well. And yeah, so this is your view from the passenger side. This is the car inside here, back seats. We're gonna check it out now. Obviously, like any other car, you've got the lights in the middle there, and yeah, cool. So these are some of the coolest things that I like about the car. That at the back you've got that for either your lighter, you can plug in your charger there at the back. But what I like mostly about this car is that you can open that up and plug your normal home charger there, especially for those of you that are using the fast chargers. You can plug it there on those two knobs, and then it can charge your phone in minutes. Can you believe it? This you don't see often. This is not something you see quite often. In most cars you only find this and that's it, but here you can actually bring your normal home charger and charge your phone here. I'll show you guys later. So it's at 230 volts, which is normal for the outside as well, and 150 watts. So if you've got a Bluetooth speaker or whatever that you wanna plug there because it's running low, or you've got a cooler box that is battery powered, you can also plug it. This is the back seat. The back seat, you've got a bit of leg room there, but because I put my seat all the way back here, don't judge me, I'm from the hood. But yeah, this is what you see from the back seat. The leg room is not bad, it's just my seat is all the way in front. So let me just put my seat in front. You can see I push it all the way. So normal seats for people that are normally in their heads, like you guys watching, should be probably like that. So when you come back, you can see there's a bit of leg room there. You see? So if you've got someone of a normal height sitting in front and someone sitting at the back, but this view from the back is nice, eh? Look at all those features there, all those buttons, all those lights that are flashing. Proper stuff, I'm telling you now. So yeah, this is what you see from the back. I haven't really tried to open the seats and see what happens behind the seats, but I'm assuming you won't need to, because you do have a loading bed at the back, but you've got an armrest there in the middle and cup holders, so you can put your cups there. I actually haven't opened it since, but you can put your cup there and then have a look. But it's a beautiful 4x4. So it's a beautiful 4x4 that personally, without me selling, I would buy this car any day. Given a chance, I will definitely buy this car. Let me switch off that. Switched off. So another nice feature is that when the car is still on and you try to close the door. Let's put the car on, you'll see. So now the car is on and you close the door, it will let you know. Yes, that way it's telling you you've got to come back and switch the ignition off with the button there. Now that it's off, if you lock the vehicle, where's the keys? If you lock the vehicle, and when you come back, it's got that nice like a keyless entry. So you just put your fingers there and the car is unlocked. You close, it'll lock. If you come back, unlocked. And if you're asking me about this car, I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. And I'm saying that because I'm just being petty. I could have easily given it a 10. But because it doesn't have LED lights at the back like its closest competitors, that's the only reason. But besides that, that's a beautiful car. It just locked itself now because I just walked away from the vehicle. But it's got all the features that you need. It's a beautiful 4x4 that for families, for a person that likes high riders and cars that are quite elevated for some of these bad roads that we have in South Africa. This is the car for you. This is a beautiful vehicle. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm not going to open the hood in front. Remember, this is still my first video, but in the future I'll take you through the specifications inside the bonnet, under the hood and all of that. But all you have to know for now is that it's got a 2-liter twin turbo engine, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed. If you love the video, please like, subscribe, give me your feedback, tell me what you think of the video. Thank you so much. Cheers.